We had some historic rainfall on Saturday.
The grass over there laying down is because water was running over that hill and about 3.5 foot up on a 4-foot fence. That's our creek back there in the background. You can see how much debris got up on the fences. See right here. That's hard rushing water right there, mud up on the fence. That's not part of the creek, that's my yard. That's probably the highest the water has ever been down there. It's pretty serious rainfall.
We got 1/2 inch on Thursday, 1 1/3 inch on Friday, and then Saturday it rained straight for 6 hours. We had rainfall amounts of 1 inch an hour at one point for 3 hours. So it really was coming down hard.
Both of these wood piles had water above them. So
that would make it the 50-year mark. So we had some 50-year flooding. My neighbor over here,
she sent some pictures
of her backyard completely underwater. She doesn't have the hill like I have. She has just a mound the house sits on. Pretty serious stuff. So yeah, thankfully I don't have any cleanup. I'll let that stuff dry and then it'll fall off the fence and we'll call it good. We did get some water in the shop though, and that's kind of a bummer. So my little rain gutter here, where the water usually goes off over there, was not quite doing its job once it got breached. So I got dirt all the way up past the tire. That's kind of a bummer. But it was just water. I don't think I had running water in here. I just had water with dirt in it, the way that sediment looks like. So I'll have to sweep that out later. Good times. Yeah, we got water. We got water up here. Up here by the truck. So length of the truck all the way up inside. So that's kind of a bummer. Really bad on this side. Had water all the way up to the wet back. A little bit anyway. So what are we going to do today? Well, it's a short weekend because we had family over for the prom stuff, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so what do we got to do? Well, unfortunately my seat broke. Do you remember the board I had sitting here? It broke in half. So the thought I have today is, let's see how much of the dash we're just putting in the seats. Let's investigate our dash pieces and let's see how those are and see if they need another coat of paint. And then we'll get those ready to go, but we'll mount the seats in the truck today. So what we have to be aware of, we can't put the carpets in yet because we need to run wires. So we got wiring to do here. We need a radio up here somehow. We got a GMRS radio it's gonna go in. I had a vision to mount it up here and have it above my head. I haven't figured out how to make that happen yet. I've got a couple of ideas, but I need to measure my head inside the vehicle to make sure I'm not building something that would bang against it. Because I'm thinking, I'll let the cat out of the bag. You ready? I'm thinking of an internal roof rack. So a rack across the top. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen crazier things, but I did see a video with it and it looked pretty cool. All right, so let's sort out what we got to do to get these seats mounted back in here. Okay, if you remember, we kind of have bundle tie wrapped all of the wiring loom that you can see goes everywhere, of course. There's a band of it that goes across here. It all looked like it was piled up on there, so that looks a lot cleaner now because there's not that mess wired to this. So that's the first thing we had to do. We got that accomplished. All right, we got that done. So it looks a lot cleaner. Seals need to be sorted out on where we're going to put the seals, if we put them back in or not. But we need to sort that out here in a little bit as well. All right, that's the first step. Get the wire loom loose. And next step is finding the hardware that we used, that we took the seat off with. Let's start looking. Okay, I've managed to find at least the hardware enough to install one of my two seats. Unfortunately, I managed to get the rest of it lost somewhere in my shop. So I'm gonna have to go through some more boxes and bins, and unfortunately I did not adopt my cup system until later in this project. So the lesson learned here is don't start a 5-year project if you're gonna take more than 5 years to do it. There you go. All right, so here's the trip. So these are the fasteners for the seats. They go up underneath here, like that, underneath. And then the lovely hex head nuts go through those, through the rail of the seat, into that, and hold those in place. That's the key. In the front, it's just a simple screw. There's a threaded nut right there, welded into the frame, and that goes in just dandy. So I have enough to do the first seat. But what I'm looking at here is so much dirt and crap that I really need to clean this out. So I'm going to clean this, because one of the things I want to deal with when I'm putting this back together is it not smell like a toolbox when I'm done. I took some friends to watch another friend graduate from Army boot camp at Fort Leonard Wood. We all packed up in the Range Rover, drove all the way up there, and about, I'd say 3 hours into the trip on the way back, one of them said, I think I've placed the smell in here. It smells like a toolbox. And he's not wrong. I had a lot of tools on board, and I hadn't really cleaned it up too much. So, I mean, I vacuumed the carpets once in a while, that kind of thing, but it really got dirtier than that. So this is pretty dirty. So I'm gonna get the vac out and get this kind of cleaned up, wipe down some of these surfaces if I can find a solution to make that happen. And then we'll get back to installing the seat. All right, let's try to reassemble this. Remember how it goes. And slot A goes, tab A goes into slot B, and turnstile C goes into slot 7, something like that. All right, and lots of connectors on this, so get those connected up. That one looks impossible to connect. Fun. Huh. How do you connect that one? The humidity is amazing here. Okay. Got it, got it, got it, got it. All right. So one pigtail for 2 connectors here. And those will come in from the back. All right. Got that all bent out of the way. Okay, so the seat is currently in the back position, so it'll be well forward. I'll then install. Then we'll turn the power on, and we'll slide the seat all the way back, all the way front, back, back, so that the front tabs will come out, and then I can screw those in. Let's sort out the hardware we need before we start, so we have the right tools. All right, let's get the seat in, and we'll start from there. button this up again. Hold on. All these straps. I should just go ahead and connect the straps. Stay. Mostly. Alright, sit right there and see what happens. Let's get some hardware. Get in the back seat. Alright, we'll see how this goes, because I am not strong laying down on the ground here. Oh, already losing control. In the front, that lined up. Obviously not strong enough to do it that way. One side's lined up. Woot! Oh my gosh, really? Trouble finding it. And the tool I need is a socket head 5mm hex driver. And guess which one I'm missing out of my set? That's correct. The 5mm socket head driver. But this is going to together pretty well. We'll figure it out later. I'll hit some of the... Oh, great. Yeah, that's going to be fun to put in. We might want to do time lapse on this one. Yeah. Half a turn at a time until we get to the bottom, and then we can't turn it no more. Alright, let's see if we can get this side lined up. Lovely back of your head. Nice. I clever. Till I'm not. Ah, yeah. All right, let's see if we can get those seats plugs plugged in. We can, and we did. Almost. Spoke too soon. Where do these bad boys go? I don't remember. So we'll leave them off for now. We'll get those sorted out later. Ah! All right. Nice. All right, let's get the battery plugged in. Listen, pro tip. Do not hide a black tool on a black surface. So, that was 5 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Oops, that's not even lined up. Where'd that come from? Okay, we're good. All right, does the memory seat remember where I like to sit? I'm gonna guess no, since it didn't go buzz, buzz, buzz and move stuff. All my stuff works though, except down. Hey, how about that? Okay, last thing to attach here so that we are legal to drive in the state of Oklahoma, because it needs to have seatbelt, is the seatbelt attachment, which is here, and this bolt here goes in there with one of this is right there's. Yep, let's go find out what size that is. Turns out it's a 17. Yes, I have one of those. All right, so we just attach this to that, inside the strapping edge thingy, and we make a tightening sound with our wrench. And we've tore some holes in my finger. That's a lovely thing, always. Tight-ish. That does not fit very well. It's not tight like I would like it to be tight. Okay. Oh man, yes. I don't even know how to describe this to you. I love sitting in this Range Rover. Man, I love this. I think I got the seat pretty good too. It's gonna tell me that I can't do my roof rack idea, not at least on this side. I could probably do it in front of my face. Yeah, that probably won't work either. Okay. Pretty excited. Kinds of stuff in here. Is there more bolt? I don't know what else to say. These are the seats I was meant to sit in. I don't know how to put that. I love this. I've missed this so much. It's motivated me to work harder now. I really want to drive this around. We got one other thing I need to point out. So I think the bearing at the firewall is pulled loose or something's going on there. I drove it like this for a while, and the steering wheel cover the thread has failed on it. So I'm gonna need to take that to a shop and have somebody sew that back together for me. So which means I'm gonna have to follow a manual how to remove the steering wheel. So that'll be next probably, just so I can get that off my bucket list. Oh man, I love that. All right, we're gonna run it, back her up and run it a little bit so that we can, nope, we need to pull the key and the bolt and the lock off of the, that's what happens when you do stuff with brakes. You don't touch them very long. Afraid of that. I thought I was going to lose my lock and it was up on top, thankfully. Oh, I love this. This is so good. This is so good. Waiting for my beep, beep, beep things. We may have to put proximity sensors in this. I've gotten too used to new cars. All right, that's where we're gonna leave her for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. More next time. Maybe a little bit of steering wheel. We're gonna start talking about how we're gonna wire stuff. And we'll start talking about how much dash we can put back in without affecting the lower half. So that's what we're gonna do. Talk to you soon.